Modern Iraq has seen plenty of violence. But these current protests aren't against a foreign power or a jihadi insurgency. Instead, the demonstrators want jobs, an end to corruption, and the freedom to express themselves. In a shopping mall in Baghdad, it's all about image. And these Iraqi millennials want to look Western, even provocative.
Like, look at this. I genuinely never expected to see such a big picture in public in the middle of Baghdad.
Influencing these fashion trends are the social media stars, with millions of followers. I've come to meet one of them, Isra Al-Obeidi, who is being filmed for a TV show.
This is a set for a popular TV program that Isra sometimes stars in.
أحب العالم اللي تتصور وياي، أحب أعيش أوقاتي يعني وياهم. ضحكة قوية.
She's a bit busy right now, so we've arranged to meet later. I've heard about an even bigger Instagram star. Hamza Majed has almost 3 million followers across Instagram and Snapchat. She's big on makeup, fashion, and rights for women. 3 days ago, Hamza came face to face with the darkest side to all this fame.
The attack actually happened right here, and I'm looking for Hamza right now, who is waiting for me. There she's in her car.
She says 3 men tried to kidnap her at gunpoint on this very street.
Hi, nice to meet you.
She tells me the attackers blocked her in.
Yes, the first time. Here.
Before she could drive away. They then tried to force her into their car.
أخاف، أنا أصلاً ما أعرف شعور الخوف. I don't scare. فكان مرعب الموضوع.
When Hamza began live streaming the men's faces to her millions of followers, she claims they started playing innocent.
يلا صاد الطريق علي.
The police arrive but refuse to step in.
هاي نسخة من هالوزير الداخلية. وهاي الدورية واقفة وراح أشوفكم.
In her clothes shop near where the attack took place, Hamza tells me that she thinks the men wanted to kill her. A fear I would later learn is all too real.
الصراحة أول شيء أنا شخصية معروفة، يعني ما أقدر أقول أنا ما عندي أعداء، هسه أريد أعرف هذه الحلقة هل أحد من دول الناس اللي ما يحبوني باعثهم علي؟ هل هم يريدون يخطفوني؟ هل هم أكو أسباب ثانية يريدون فلوس؟
Eventually, the men were arrested, but later released on bail. Hamza doesn't trust the police, so her only hope is if she can find more evidence.
إنه أنا ما أخاف، هو أنا قلت بالسوشيال ميديا إنه هو اندق بالشخص الغلط.
Despite the recent protests, Baghdad is the safest it's been since war broke out in 2003. With greater stability comes greater freedom. But some are pushing the boundaries too far for the religious conservatives. This is Sadek Jafar, a fashion photographer who is big on Instagram. His photos are bold and provocative. I've come to see him in action.
I don't know how I'm going to introduce Club Kid to the Iraqi people.
Club Kid?
Yeah, the look that we are going to do.
His most iconic photographs are of Tara Faris, one of Iraq's biggest Instagrammers. they became a viral sensation. But not long after Sadek took these pictures, Tara Faris was dead. This is the moment she was murdered. Her killer caught on CCTV shooting Tara 3 times as she drives down a residential road in Baghdad. He flees the scene as Tara's car rolls to a stop. She was the 3rd social media influencer to be killed or to die under suspicious circumstances within 2 months.
Never bitch, never ever bitch.
Tara's wild lifestyle and the mail company she kept pointed to several suspects. But the government believes religious extremists killed her.
Why do you think she was murdered?
Because of the stuff that she did. The choices that she made.
The fact that she showed off so much skin.
Yeah.
You think that's why she was murdered?
Yeah.
The battle against ISIS, a Sunni group, led to the emergence of a huge number of Shia militias that remain powerful in Iraq. Many of them oppose images that are deemed un-Islamic, and Tara got constant death threats on her social media.
Were you shocked that she was murdered?
First, yes. But then people were saying stuff about her like she deserved it and she got it coming to her because she does this kind of stuff.
This is the beauty clinic that Tara Faris used to visit. She was here just before she was killed.
It's so different to the world outside of these walls. It's so glamorous. Look at this.
I'm here to talk to the social media star I met at the shopping mall, Isra Al-Obeidi. As an influencer, she publicizes the clinic to her 1 million followers across Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.
Isra, what would happen if you no longer had access to social media?
Oh my god, no way. أنا ما أقدر بلا السوشيال ميديا. صار عندي مثل الإدمان.
Wow.
Finish! I am so beautiful.
The hair is done, the makeup is done. It's time for the photo shoot. Is this okay for an Iraqi audience? They don't mind the cleavage?
No husband? I am happy. لازم انه يبقى عندي طموح انه اصل مثل كيم كارداشيان، يعني هي قدوة ككاريزما ككاركتر شخصية ستايلش المفضل very very sexy shape.
An ambition that could get her killed. Isra gets a lot of death threats.
تعدد الأديان وتعدد الأحزاب يمنعك إنه أنت تشتغلين بحرية كاملة حتى تنعرفين أكثر، لازم تبقين على خط واحد معين إنه هم راضين عنه.
But Isra doesn't stick to the rules. She doesn't want to talk about the death threats at the clinic, so she invites me to go to her home in a couple of days. I've had a call from Hamza Majid. She's had a breakthrough in her attempted kidnap case, and she's coming to pick me up.
We're on our way to Hamza's lawyer's office. She's managed to get hold of some new evidence that she'd like to add onto her case.
The men told the police they had no idea who Hamza was, but she says she can now prove they're lying.
قدرنا نجيبها إنه هي طلعنا كاميرات المحل وصار عندنا دليل إنهم إجوا قبل هذه المشكلة لا تصير بالشارع. يلا. أهلاً welcome. It's okay? Let's go.
You get out the car for 2 seconds and they all want selfies.
Off every time. السلام عليكم.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello.
الفيديو مال الشارع.
The footage is from the day of the attack. It shows the accused men visited Hamza's shop looking for her in the same car. Luckily, she wasn't there.
اي سألهم قال جايين سائلي والولد جديد فخاف قال لي موجودة قال لهم لا.
يعني هو هذا تدرين انت راح يدحض الحكي اللي يقولون احنا ما نعرفها وما ندري والموضوع صار صدفة.
Okay, it's looking good. The lawyer just said that the new evidence from the CCTV is very strong and it will help to support Hamza's claim that the attackers were actually after her specifically because of who she is.
But her lawyer, Ala Hussein, breaks some bad news. At most, the men will be charged with harassment, a crime that carries only a 3-month sentence and a small fine. What's more, they are countersuing her for libel.
اشتغلت بشفافية إنه الإجراءات تمشي بشفافية وهي عبالها الوضع طبيعي. أعتقد صار بتلاعب هذا ما أدري.
So far, the attackers have actually also tried to sue Hamza because she has used their footage and revealed their identity on her social media. But she's arguing that that was her only defense, that was the only way she could, counter this attack.
Hamza's lawyer says the outcome of her case depends on whether there are powerful people behind the alleged attackers who can manipulate the police and courts. In another recent case, Ala Hussein received death threats. They read "Wanted" and were painted in red on the door of his office.
بعد ما تم تهديدنا على إحدى القضايا المعينة بترك هذه القضية رفضنا.
That's terrifying. I mean, this goes to show that it's not just Hamza who is at risk, but anyone who is related to her, her family, her friends, even her lawyer who is doing his job is under threat. Hi, thank you.
But Hamza is still hopeful for a conviction. It's not only in Baghdad that social media stars are at risk. Today, I'm in Basra. It's only 5 hours drive from Baghdad, but it's much more conservative. Each neighborhood here is controlled by various Shia armed groups or militias. Some of them are notorious for kidnapping foreigners, so we've had to employ a local escort to stop us driving into those areas. Being a social media star here means living under constant threat of assassination.
Basra definitely feels a lot more tense compared to Baghdad. People are dressed a lot more conservatively. There are more checkpoints, police, army out on the streets. And it's hardly surprising, really, since the British troops left around a decade ago. The city's increasingly fallen under the control of militia, and some of them have links to fundamentalists, others with criminal gangs. And it's when you get here that you can really feel it.
Last year, thousands of residents took to the streets to protest against the corrupt reign of the militias and the fact that Basra is completely run down when its oil fields should have made it Iraq's richest city. 12 people were killed. As the protesters burned down the government building, rapper Ahmed Abdul Nabi, also known as Mr. Guti, shot his latest YouTube video.
هنا البصرة أغنى محافظة أمامك واجب عليك الاحترام دام من نغذي العراق تام لازم انت وغيرك هم واللعام يمشي باستقام نفتح بوجه شي خط النار افتح بوجهك حرب ايتام لان الصبا نستشهد وبسبب جهاد كفائي.
What was going through your mind here when you were doing this? What are you thinking right here?
I'm just waiting a bullet. Because it's very dangerous place.
Why did you go there?
There's snipers on the roof.
His song Here is Basra accuses the militia and political elite of stealing from the public and leaving them in poverty. It got tens of thousands of views.
انزل للشارع مليونية لا تصرخ بعد سلمية حتى الجيش علينا انقلب الخطة صارت قمعية بدون كهرباء وماء والقتل عندنا صار عادي يوم.
Ahmed received hundreds of death threats after the video was published on YouTube. Some were delivered in person.
Face to face me and have a gun, told you should stop. And you will stop.
But you haven't stopped.
Yeah. I love this. I can't.
Ahmed suspects Shia militias are behind the threats. The same militias that held him at gunpoint in his music studio 3 years ago.
I'm in the car with Mr. Guti and we're on our way to record his next music video, and I'm not gonna lie, I am nervous. What's the worst thing that could happen today?
I will be arrested or have a bigger problem with the militias or government.
I don't know how you're sitting so calmly. What else are you going to do to make sure that this is as... Oh, look, that's the place where you recorded your music video, the government building.
From the Basra. Yeah.
I mean, looking at it now, I'm scared. I can't believe you went in there as it was on fire and people were shooting bullets and throwing bombs.
It was too risky, yeah.
Ahmed and his director scout the location.
I can't stop looking around, waiting for someone to be following or targeting us. This city is increasingly under the control of militia and they have eyes and ears everywhere, so...
Okay.
They decide the street is too exposed. Instead, Ahmed chooses an abandoned park.
Why did you guys pick this location?
It's big safe.
It's safer.
Yeah.
Fewer people can see what they're up to.
وامشي له ارجع له ستريت.
حاول تطمح لا تكون فاشل تندم بعدين وصل هدفك لبعد مدى ممكن توصل له بسنة سنتين لو ما رح توصل لو تسمع رأي الناس السلبيين مودك حزين اسعى لحلمك اعمل لنفسك الكل رح يصيروا لك داعمين متابعين ومعجبين.
The shoot is over.
We are done here.
خلاص high five.
At 10.
Back in Baghdad, and I want to catch up with Isra, the Instagram model from the beauty salon.
She invited me over because she wants to tell me about a different side of fame and social media here in Baghdad that you don't immediately see when looking at her profile.
Isra says she spends most of her time at home because she lives in constant fear for her life. Divorced with a child to look after, she's installed a tight security system to protect them from an attack.
إجاني بالفترة إنه أكثر التعليقات اللي كنت أقراها إن شاء الله يجي دورك يوم الخميس. يعني صرت أمرار أمشي بالسيارة أتخيل إنه أحد حيضربني طلقات.
I asked Isra to show me the response from her shoot at the beauty salon. It received thousands of likes, but she's disabled the comment section because of the backlash against her visible cleavage.
What sort of negative effects has social media, your fame on it, had on your life?
يعني صرت تقريباً إنسانة أعاني من الوحدة، بس أتمنى إنه هذا كله يوقف، لأنه بالتالي ما مأذين أحد إحنا ولا مسوين شيء بشع بالحياة غير إنه إحنا نقدم شيء للمجتمع ممكن يتطور أكثر، ممكن إحنا نكون سبب بهواية عقول يصير عندها انفتاح أكثر، بعض الأحيان ممكن إنه إيه بالفترة اللي عدى بيها العراق
I myself am often posting on Instagram and Twitter. And yes, I have been trolled. But that's nothing compared to what these Iraqi influencers are risking. It's understandable that the young generation here believe they have the right to express themselves and share their lives with their followers. But not everyone in Iraq is ready for those online freedoms. Before I leave Iraq, there is time for one last visit. I've had a call from Hamza and she's got some updates about her case, so I'll get her home to find out what. Hello!
Hi! Welcome, Sahar,
Thank you,
welcome.
thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. Your house is beautiful.
Thank
and this is
you.
you, of course. Wow. She tells me because of all the publicity she's created around her case, the Supreme Court has reactivated an old harassment law. It means if they're found guilty, then the men she says attacked her will face twice as long in prison. She said it was big news, but this is huge. She's actually managed to change the law around harassment. How did it make you feel?
زوم again. الصراحة أنا كلش فخورة بنفسي وفرحانة لأنه قدرت أحقق هذا الإنجاز العظيم، لأن دائما أنا أقول الإعلام رسالة، مو مجرد إنه إنسان يكون أنيق ويطلع بالتيفي، لازم يكون عنده رسالة.
Do you think if you weren't who you are, if you didn't have a massive social media following, do you think your case would have been taken as seriously as it has? Do you think you would have still had the same outcome?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Social media has made Hamza a target, but it's also become her weapon, one that's available to an entire generation.
تحياتي لكم همسة ماجد، وأنا فخورة وسعيدة جدا لأنه قدرت أحصل إلي ولكل سيدة قانون ممكن يحمينا من التحرش ومن الناس المرضى بالشارع. تحياتي لكم همسة ماجد. Love you.
Thanks for watching. Click the logo to subscribe for more award-winning documentaries from the Unreported World team. We upload videos every Sunday, keeping you up to date with content from all over the world.